applications of your stack. Okay, so the two major applications of stack we are going to discuss today. One is converting an infix expression into postfix expression. Okay, and another application is evaluating arithmetic expressions. So it seems to be simple when you are hearing this, but how technically a stack is used, so that we are going to discuss with algorithms. Okay, with algorithm and with examples today we are going to discuss. So first, to begin with converting infix to postfix expressions. Already we discussed about what is an arithmetic expression. There are three types of arithmetic expressions: infix, postfix, and prefix. So first of all, we are going to learn what are these three types of expressions. Then we'll learn how to convert infix to postfix. Because when you are evaluating expressions, when your expression is in a postfix notation, it will be more easy to implement. It will be easy for evaluating that expression using a stack. Okay, so we'll begin with converting your infix expression into postfix expression. So first of all, we learn what are the three types of notation. So three notations of prefix expression, postfix, and infix. So simply imagine an expression is an arithmetic expression. For example, a plus b star c, like that, or 5 plus 3, or 5 star 10, like that. So you might have some operators like plus, minus, star, and division, and you might have some operands. That is, it might be a variable like a b c d e, or you might have some values like 5, 10, 15, or 20, like that. Okay, so your expression will have values and operators. Sometimes you can use variables also in place of values. So first, to begin with an infix expression, so you can write down in your notebook infix notation. Okay, write in your notebook infix notation. So to add two variables a and b, we'll be writing as a plus b in your infix notation. Okay, so to add a and b, we'll be writing a plus b. That is, infix means your operator will come in between the two operands. Okay, in between the two variables or two operands. A and B, they are called as operands, and plus is called as an operator. Okay, so instead of using the word variable, I am going to use the term operand. operand. Okay, we write by the side in your notebook operand. 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 Okay, so your A and B, they are operands, and plus is your operator. Okay, so when you are using an expression to denote add a and b using infix notation, you have to write the operator in between the operands. And to multiply two values like a and b, we are going to write it as a star b. So in both the cases, we just analyze, you have a plus or star in between the operands or in between the variables. Okay, so this is a very simple example. So the operators plus and star, they go in between the operands a and b. Okay, that is your infix notation. So this is a very simple notation where you have only one operator, but your expression will always not have a single operator. If not, you might have some 3 or 4 operators also in a same expression. So in that case also, you must be able to write it correctly. So this is your infix notation. Okay, so let us go on for your prefix notation. So infix is a common algebraic notation what we have seen in all the earlier programming languages or mathematics. In all the things in your school days, from school days, you are well versed with your infix notation. Okay, when I write a normal expression, it is an infix notation. So coming to a prefix notation, so instead of saying a plus b, I'll be writing add a comma b. That is, I'll write the operator well ahead before writing the operands. So we can write like plus ab. So simply use the word add ab. Write the operator first. Add ab. Okay. So write the operator plus and then ab. So that is your prefix notation. So your operator will come before the operands, just before the operands. I can define like that. The operator will come just before the operands. It means that if I am having a plus, then the next two operands will be the operands on which this plus is going to operate. Okay, so plus is going to operate on the next two immediate operands. Okay, so then we can say that multiply can be written as, that is, multiply AB can be written as star AB. Okay, write the examples in your notebook. So addition can be written as plus AB, and A star B in your infix can be written as star AB. So it will be your prefix notation. So prefix notation, you just write down the operator will come before your operands in your expression. Okay, so we'll discuss about your postfix notation. So like in your prefix, your operator goes before. In your postfix notation, your operator is going to come after the operands. Okay, so if I want to add two variables called a and b, I'll write like ab plus. Okay, so all these are valid notations. So in infix you write it as a plus b, in prefix you write it as plus ab, in postfix notation you write it as ab plus. Write the operator after the operands. Okay, so similarly your multiplication will go like this: a b star. If you want to multiply a star b, in your infix, if I am having a star b, I'll write it as a b star in the postfix notation. Okay, so in postfix notation your operator goes after the operand. So the naming convention goes like this: the infix, prefix, and postfix. Why the name is given like that is it is depending on where the operator is. Okay, so it depends on where the operator is. The operator comes in between your operands means it is your infix. If the operator comes before your operands, it's called as prefix. If the operator comes after the operands, it is called as postfix. Okay, so based on where the operator comes, we are giving the name like infix, prefix, and postfix. Okay, so here we do not bother about the prefix notation. Our aim is about the infix and postfix. So in general, in your programming languages or in your mathematics, how you'll write only infix notation. We don't know how to write postfix notation for larger expressions. Okay, so in programming languages and all, to evaluate a particular equation or a quadratic equation or any chemical equation, something, whatever it is, we are going to write expressions only using infix notation. Okay, we know only to write infix expression. So but to internally implement an expression, we are going to use a postfix notation. A postfix notation is best suited for implementing it using a stack. So we are going to concentrate on how to convert infix notation into postfix notation. Okay, so before doing that, we will see some more examples of this infix, prefix, and postfix. So this is statement I told you. In terms of infix, prefix, and postfix, it tells whether the operators go between, before, or after the operands. So I'll give you some examples. Okay. So here also we should concentrate on whether your expression will have a parenthesis or not. Okay, so if there is a parenthesis, we can identify that parenthesis takes highest precedence. Okay, we have to give utmost importance to the expression that is parenthesized first. That we should evaluate first. Then we should go for the other expressions. Okay, is it not? So based on that, I'll give you one example. To evaluate 2 plus 3 star 5, write down this statement in a notebook. So let us consider two cases. So I have to identify whether to evaluate this plus first, that is 2 plus 3 first, or 3 into 5 first. Okay, I have to decide which one to evaluate first. So if it is parenthesized, there is no problem. For example, if it is parenthesized in this notation, 2 plus 3 is parenthesized and then into 5. So it means that I will evaluate 2 plus 3 first. Okay, so it is 5 into 5. So my answer is 25. Okay, so there is one more way of solving this. That is, if the parenthesis goes in the second part, 2 plus 3 star 5. If the parenthesis goes for 3 star 5, then my answer is going to be 2 plus 15, it is 17. Okay, so simply generically, if I am writing an expression 2 plus 3 star 5 in my program, there are two possible output, 25 and 17. Okay, there are two possible output, but only one goes true. If you are just analyzing, if you are considering star as the highest precedence, then your 17 is the correct answer. Okay, but when you are implementing in your data structure, when you are considering this infix, prefix, and postfix notations and all, we require a parenthesis to solve our problem. We require a parenthesis. Properly, it must be parenthesized. Then only we can solve. Okay. So the same expression I've taken. It is 2 plus 3 star 5. Okay, if you are converting this into a prefix notation, if it is parenthesized in this way, that is 2 plus 3 is parenthesized, means your prefix expression is going to be, sorry, here in the first case we have taken 3 star 5. If your 3 star 5 is parenthesized, if it takes highest precedence, then if your prefix expression is going to be like this, plus 2 star 3 5. Okay, so thereby your evaluation is going to be like this. I'll evaluate this one star 3 5, 3 and 5 it will be multiplied first, then it will be added with 2, your answer will be 17. Or in the other case, if I want to multiply 2 and 3 first, okay, so, sorry, if I want to add 2 and 3 first, then if I want to multiply, my prefix expression is going to be like this. Okay, star plus 2 3 5. In this case, how your stack is going to evaluate, or how evaluation is going to be done is, if I am having a plus, the nearest operands, nearest to 2 operands you are going to take. Okay, so that is a plus means it is followed immediately by 2 values. It is it not? So that you have to evaluate first. The plus will be applied on the nearest possible 2 operands. So 2 and 3 it will be added first. Then you will have 5, and then you will multiply this 5 into 5, you will get 25. Okay, so you see these two expressions, the operator goes in different places. Okay, based on which you are going to evaluate first. If I am going to evaluate 3 into 5 first, the expression is going to be plus 2 star 3 5. Okay, you have to place the operator near the two operands, which you are going to evaluate first. If I want to evaluate 3 into 5 first, you have to place a star like this, star 3 5. Immediately after a star, you must have 3 and 5 immediately without any other operators in between. Or if I want to evaluate 2 plus 3 first, I have to place plus. Immediately I must have 2 and 3. Then only this 2 plus 3 will be evaluated. Okay. So whichever you want to evaluate first, for that operator, you must have the operands immediately by the side of it. Okay, by the right hand side of that operator, you must have 2 values. Then only that will be evaluated first. So after evaluating that, you can have that. After evaluating that, that value will be placed in the place of plus 2 3. Then you just analyze this expression star 5 5. Now also after a star, you have immediately 2 values. At that time, this statement will be executed. Okay, so this is how your expression will be evaluated. Okay, so the parenthesis, it plays a very important role. Where you place a parenthesis, that your expression is going to differ. Prefix expression or postfix is going to differ. Similarly, in the case of your postfix also, where your operator is placed, just analyze this expression for the same 2 plus 3 star 5. If I want to evaluate 3 into 5 first, I have to place 3 5. Immediately I want the star. Okay, so this means that I'll evaluate 3 into 5 first, because 3 and 5 immediate, if I'm having a star, immediately to the left hand side of that star, you will have 2 values. In that, the star will be applied. So 15 it will be computed. So your expression will go like this, 2, 15, and then you have a plus. Okay, so 3, 5 it is multiplied. So you have 15. So 2 and 15 you are having, then you are having a plus. Later, this plus will be applied on the immediate 2 left hand operands. So you will have 17 here. Okay, so this is how your expression it is evaluated. So when you are having an operator, the immediate operands it will be chosen. It might be either prefix or postfix. If it is prefix, it will take the right hand side 2 values. If it is postfix, that operator will take the left hand side operands, left hand side 2 operands, and will evaluate. Okay, so let us see this example. This is 2 3 plus 5 star. So here I'll just scan from left to right. I have 2 3, then I have a plus. So whenever there is an operator, you go and take the 2 immediate left hand side operands or values and then apply plus on that. So 2 3 plus, when I'm applying plus on 2 3, you get 5. Okay, so it is 5 and then 5 star. This 5 star comes as such. So now you are having from the left hand side, once again you scan 5 5 star. So this star will be applied on the 2 immediate left hand side values. So you'll get answer 25. Okay, so here when you are using a postfix notation, you don't need a parenthesis. Okay, when you are using a postfix notation, you just analyze based on where the operator is. We are going to evaluate those values. We are going to evaluate that values first. Okay, so you don't need a parenthesis in your postfix notation. Whereas in your infix notation, it is a must that you have to place a parenthesis to denote which one should be evaluated first. Okay, so that is one more benefit of your postfix notation. Simply by analyzing where the operator is, it means that that operator should be done first. Okay, so that for example, if you are having 2 3 plus 5 star, this plus will be applied on the two immediate values 2 3, then the star will be applied on the two immediate values, like that. Okay, so we'll see one more example. Analyze. So infix is the only notation that requires parenthesis. So this is what I want to conclude on analyzing your infix and prefix. We'll see some more examples also. Okay. So a parenthesis needed in your infix expression. So sometimes there is one more notation called as fully parenthesized expressions. Okay. So even though this is not explicitly needed, you just by now know that a fully parenthesized expression is it will have exactly one set of parentheses enclosing each operator and its operands. For example, if I am having 2 plus 3, that will be enclosed within a parenthesis. Then if I am having star c, that will be enclosed by one more parenthesis. So whenever there is an operator, you will have an enclosing parenthesis for that particular operator. So that is your fully parenthesized expression. For example, you just analyze this. I have given 3 examples here. Okay, a plus b star c. Okay, a plus b. For this plus, you're having a parenthesis, but for star, you don't have an enclosing parenthesis. Okay, so a fully parenthesis expression means, should you read the statement? A fully parenthesis expression has exactly one set of parentheses enclosing each operator and its operands. So if I'm having an operator, I should have an enclosing parenthesis. But in the first case, you don't have an enclosing parenthesis for star. So it is not a fully parenthesis expression. So take the second example. For plus, you're having a parenthesis, enclosing parenthesis. For star also, you're having an enclosing parenthesis. The second one is a fully parenthesized expression. So go for the third one. So for a plus b, you're having enclosing parenthesis. For c, it is not needed. Okay, only if there is an operator, you must have an enclosing parenthesis. So we can avoid or neglect this third option also. So the second expression, it is an example for a fully parenthesis expression. Okay, so whenever there is an operator, you must have an enclosing parenthesis enclosing your operands for that operator. This is an example for a fully parenthesis expression. Just you note down this and write down this sentence alone. It will have exactly one set of parentheses enclosing each operator. Okay. Okay. So let us see some more examples of how to convert infix to prefix. We'll see examples for converting infix to prefix notation and infix to postfix notation. Okay. So let's see how to convert infix to prefix first. Write down in your notebook infix to prefix conversion. So if you are given a large expression in infix notation, we are going to learn how to convert it into a prefix notation. So I hope you can identify what is a prefix notation. Prefix means the operator should come well ahead. It should come before your operand. So if it is 2 plus 3, I have to write like plus 2 3. Okay, so your operator must come first, then only your operand, your value should come. Plus 2 3 or star 2 3, like that your operator should come before your operand. That is your prefix operation. Okay, so I am going to give you one problem here. So it is a parenthesis expression. So you are having a plus b star c plus d, where a plus b should be evaluated first, then c plus d should be evaluated, then only you are going to multiply these two values. You analyze this expression first, which should be evaluated first, like that you analyze. Since you are having parenthesis, give importance for the innermost parenthesis. Parenthesis also here it is nested, is it not? Analyze carefully. You are having a parenthesized expression, that too it is nested. That too you are having two parentheses expressions or two parentheses inside your outer bracket. So it means that I am going to evaluate the parentheses from left to right. Okay, the left side parenthesis or leftmost parenthesis must be evaluated first. So there are so many rules in solving expressions. From your first year, you are studying like this you will be telling one hint, is it not? Pedmas rule, something like that. You will be saying, is it not? You will choose the highest precedence operators to solve first. You will take parenthesis as the highest, then multiplication, division, then addition, subtraction, then equal to, like that. So same you are going to follow here also. But in your expression, if you are having more than one parenthesis, you have to think about which one to solve first, whether the first parenthesis or second parenthesis. So there comes a term called as associativity. Okay, when you are having two parentheses or two addition or two subtraction in your same expression, you are going to follow left to right associativity, or left from left side you are going to solve your expression. Okay, so here you are having two parentheses. I am going to solve this left hand side parenthesis first, that is a plus b. So if you are converting this a plus b into a prefix, what should come here? Can anyone of you guess? Abhinaya b. B Abhinaya, can you tell me how to convert this a plus b into prefix notation? Abhinaya B. I'm going to note down the names who are not answering. Okay. So you have to sit separately. In the earlier class itself, I told you, you have to sit separately when you're having a class. Have a notebook, and whatever is discussed, whatever I'm telling, whatever is in your slide, you have to write down in your notebook. Then only you will understand. Okay. Simply, if you are just joining the class and doing your own work at home, it is of no use. I can remove anyone from the group anytime. Okay. And I will put my absent for you. Abhinaya B. I am removing Abhinaya B and I am marking absent for her today. So if you are not answering, I will remove that particular student from the class. I don't want such students. I have removed her, and the others inform her that I have made marked absent for her. Any others? I'll pick out any other person. Kailash. Yes, Janathan.
Yes, ma'am. Star plus AB plus CD. Correct, ma'am.
Star
Plus AB plus CD.
plus CD. Okay, very good. Correct. Okay. So let us analyze.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Janathan has given a correct answer. So let us once again analyze how to convert this expression into prefix. Okay. So I am taking very lot of time. This entire class I am handling only this, studying about infix, prefix, postfix, and evaluating arithmetic expression, because this is very important. Okay. So let us see. So we are going to solve this a plus b first. So that plus should be taken to the front of a and b. That is your first step. Okay. And then we have to, so if you are taking that plus to the front portion, what will be, it will become as plus ab. Okay. And then next one is I have to solve this parenthesis c plus d. So in that case, that plus should go in the front. And when you are taking a star also, it should go in the front. Okay. So star, it will also go to the front. Okay. This c plus d, it is a parenthesis. When you are taking that plus, it will go here. So it means that immediately after that operator plus, you must have those operands. So I am going to add a and b. So you must have plus ab as a sequence. Okay, you must have plus ab as a sequence. And I am going to solve c plus d. So plus cd should be a sequence. So after doing this a plus b and after doing this c plus d, imagine you'll have two values in this place. For example, x and y. If you are imagining a plus b as x and c plus d as y, I'll have x and y here. And star should be applied on these two x and y. So therefore, your star we have moved in the front. Okay. So therefore, your star has gone to the first place. So only after solving a plus b and c plus d, we will go for this star. Okay. So that is with your prefix. So here you just note down the order of operands does not change. When you are converting your infix into a prefix or postfix, the order of your operands, that is ABCD, the position of ABCD, its sequence it will not change. We are going to change the position of only the operators. Okay. So ABCD, it is in the same order. Only that plus and star we have moved to the previous positions. Okay, so take down this answer, star plus AB plus CD. We'll see some more examples also. So we'll see some more, one more example, a very large expression, and this is for a postfix notation. Write down this expression. And one more thing, you just analyze, you don't have a parenthesis in your prefix or postfix expression. Only in your infix we will have your parenthesis to denote that it should be evaluated first. Okay, so which expression should be evaluated first, that we have to identify. For that only a parenthesis is placed in your infix notation, whereas in your prefix or postfix, the order of your operators, it will decide which should be executed first. Okay, you just find out from this expression which one should be solved first. This is a postfix. Remember, this is a postfix expression. So your operator should come after the operands. So if I'm having a plus b, this plus should come after ab. So I already told you the order of your operands is not going to change. So in the next line you can write a b c d e f. You can write spaciously. You can write a b c d e f spaciously. Then decide where your operator should go. So this plus should go after this b, so ab plus, and then the star should come after this c, then only it will be applied on this a plus b value and the c. Okay, so this plus should go after a plus a and b, and the star should go after a c. And where this minus should go, you just think about, this minus should be evaluated only at the end, after solving everything, after solving a plus b star c and after solving d plus e divided by f. This minus should be done only at the end. Okay, so this should come at the end of your expression. Okay, at the end, in the last position only you should write this minus, because this one will be the last one to be executed. So you leave that, you come and analyze this d plus e. So d plus e should be evaluated. Okay, so plus should come immediately after d and e, and this division should come after this f. Okay, so plus should come after e, and division operator should come after an f, and this minus should come after all these operations, because it should be done at the end. So minus will come very well at the end of the expression. Okay, just draw this arrow also and write 1, 2, 3 below the arrow. So for this a plus b, for that plus you write 1 below that, and for the star write 2 below that, and for this d plus e write 3 below that, and for this division write 4 below that arrow, and then for minus you write 5 below that arrow, so that later when you take a notebook you will understand which one we evaluated first. Okay, write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For this minus you should write 5 at the bottom of this arrow. So your expression will go like this: AB plus, and then C, then you're having a star, then DE plus, and then F, and then division operator, and then this minus will go at the end. Okay, I hope you can understand. Remember, your operator should come after the operands. That's all. You have to remember only this. Your operator should come after the operands. Okay, so here also, yes, Jayashree.
மேம் மேம் அப்படின்னு இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ண சொன்னா மேம், அவ இன்னைக்கு லீவுன்னு சொன்னா மேம்.
லீவ்னா ஏன் ஜாயின் பண்றாங்க? So we can talk about this later. Okay, we can talk about this later. Okay, so here also you just analyze the operand order does not change. The operand means ABCDE. Operand is your ABCDE, and operator is your plus star minus division. So operand, the order of your operands does not change, but the operators, they denote the order of your evaluation. Order of your evaluation means which one you are going to execute first. Okay, so plus will be evaluated first, then this star I am going to execute, then for D plus E, this plus it will be applied, then this division will be applied on D, E and F, then finally your minus it will be evaluated. Okay, so the operands, its order does not change, and the operators, that is the plus, star, division and minus, they are available in the order of evaluation. In your expression, they are available in the order of evaluation. Okay, so thereby your postfix notation does not require a parenthesis. Already they are in the order of precedence, or they are in the order of execution. Okay, I hope you can understand this example also. We'll move on for the next one. So some assumptions we have made here. Just note down the last 2 points alone. The operands are single characters. That is, we took only variables like A, B, C, D, E. We didn't take larger expressions like sum, max, count, like that. Okay. So when you are applying your infix and postfix notations in data structures, we are going to assume your operands are going to be single characters like A, B, C, or X, Y, Z, or P, Q, R, like that. We are not going to take variables like variables with more length. We are going to take single character variables. Okay, and your operators are going to be plus, star, division, and minus. Okay, these operators. With that only we are going to analyze. So when you are converting your infix to postfix notation, we are going to use a stack. So just now, till now, we learned what is an infix, what is a postfix, and how to convert it manually. Okay, how to convert it. But how a stack is used for conversion, that we are going to learn now. Okay, how to use a stack to convert an infix to postfix. Okay, so imagine you're having a stack. You can draw a stack also nearby. You can draw a box like thing. You can have a stack. So we are going to initialize a stack for the operators. Okay, we are going to push and pop operators from your stack. Okay, and then we are going to split the input into a list of tokens. Okay, if I'm having an input A plus B star C, I'm going to take it as a set of tokens. A is a token, plus is a token, B is a token, star is a token, C is a token. It is a generic way of naming your terms in your expression. You can give a generic name called token for any term. It might be an operand or operator. You can call it as a token. Okay, so for each token from left to right, we are going to apply some algorithmic steps like thing. Okay, so if it is an operand, okay, if it is, you are going to have two things. Okay, I'm going to have a stack, I'm going to have an output. Okay, something we are going to print in our output. We are going to print the postfix notation in our output. Okay, we're going to print the postfix notation as output, and in our stack, we read the first point. Our stack is for the operators, and we are going to print something as output, and that output is your postfix notation. Okay, so to begin with, we are going to split the input into a list of tokens, and then for each token from left to right, each token means your expression is A plus B star C. Then I'm going to scan it from left to right. So if it is an operand means ABC, like that. Okay, if it is an operand, we are going to write it into the output. We are going to append to the output. Okay, if it is an operand, that is, if it is A, B, or C, it is a variable. I'm going to write it to the output, and if it is an open bracket, we are going to push it into the stack. Okay, if your expression, because your infix expression might have an parenthesis, might have open brackets and closing brackets. So if it is an open bracket, we are going to push it into the stack. And if it is a closing bracket, so sometimes after scanning, you'll have a closing bracket, is it not? If it is a closing bracket, we are going to pop and append. That is, we are going to pop the contents from your stack. Your stack might have operators, is it not? Your stack will have operators. We are going to pop the operators from your stack till the open bracket is encountered, because initially when your expression had some open bracket, I might have pushed it into the stack. Okay, so later only I might have encountered a closing bracket. So when I see a closing bracket, I will pop all the contents of the stack until an open bracket is encountered. Okay, so that is the meaning of this statement. So this is how we are going to use our stack. Otherwise, we are going to just insert all the operators into your stack. Okay, we'll only two things we are going to do. We are going to read an expression. If it is open bracket, push it into the stack. If it is an operand, if it is there is A, B, or C, we are going to write it into the output. If it is an operator plus star ABC, you are going to push into the stack. Okay, you are going to push into the stack. So let's take one example. You write down this example in a notebook. Okay, write this example. A plus B star C minus E and then divided by F plus G. This is your infix notation. We are going to apply the techniques. We are going to use a stack to convert your infix to postfix. Okay, so manually you know how to convert, simply you know how to move your operators. But when I'm using a stack, because when you are writing a program, when you are using a compiler, we'll be using programs internally, is it not? So for that, we are going to use a stack here. So we are going to see what is available in your stack and output. These two terms you are going to take. Initially, my stack is empty, and then output is also empty. We didn't define anything in the output, and this output is going to have your postfix notation. Okay, and your stack. What are the things you are going to push in your stack? Kailash, can you answer? What are the things you are going to push into your stack? I told you in your expression some certain things can be pushed into your stack. Kailash. Kevin Patrick.
Ma'am.
Yes, what are the things that we are going to push into the stack? It's not for this problem. I'm not asking for this problem. In general, I told you something can be pushed into your stack. What you tell at least one term that can be pushed into your stack.
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am.
What shall be pushed into the stack? Stack குள்ள என்ன push பண்ணலாம்? Infix expression la.
Symbols.
So I have shown an expression, is it not? Or expression இருக்குனா அதுல என்னென்ன இருக்கும்? You'll have some operators, you'll have operands, you'll have parentheses. So இதுல ஒரு சில things தான் stackல போடலாம்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன், ஒரு சிலலாம் அவுட்புட் வரும்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன். ஏதாவது ஒன்று சொல்லுங்க, ஏதாவது ஒன்று ஸ்டாக்ல எது போடலாம்னு நான் சொன்னேன், ஏதாவது ஒரு விஷயம்.
ஆப்ரேட்டர்ஸ்.
ஓகே, ஆப்ரேட்டர்ஸ். ஓகே ஓகே, இப்போ லிசன் பண்ணுங்க. ஓகே, so your stack, in your stack we are not going to push your operands. That is the thing I want all of you to remember. Your stack is going to hold only the operators and the parentheses. Okay, stack குள்ள என்ன போடலாம் அப்படினா, your stack can hold only the operators and the open bracket alone. Even closing bracket also we won't push into the stack. Okay, remember that your stack can hold only operators and open bracket. Other things we are not going to push into the stack. And your operands, that is A, B, C, D, E, we are going to print in your output. Okay, so your output will hold the postfix notation. We will print your operands in your output. Okay, so we'll see what is the first step. So first I'll read this open bracket. So step by step we are going to learn. First I'll read this open bracket. If it is an open bracket, you are going to push it into the stack. Okay, and there is one more open bracket, so push that also into the stack. Once again, go for the next input. So we are going to scan our input string from the left to right, from left to right. So two open brackets you have pushed. Once again, I am having one more open bracket, push it into the stack. Okay, you just write down in a notebook these things. Your stack is now having 3 open brackets. Then when I am having an operand A, where I should write it? I should write it into the output. I should write that A into the output. Okay, so your output is going to hold the postfix notation. Then when I am having a plus, I am going to push it into the stack. Once again, when you are having a B, it is an operand, write it into the output. Okay, then when you are having a closing bracket, what I told you, your open bracket and closing bracket, it should match. Okay, so when you are having a closing bracket, I am going to pop contents from your stack till an open bracket is reached. Okay, so your stack top now holds plus. now you have to remember the last in first out principle. Okay, yes, in your stack first I pushed this parenthesis, first parenthesis, second parenthesis, then third parenthesis, then I push this plus. So when you're popping symbols from your stack, we have to take the topmost symbol first. Okay, so you have to remove plus and place it into the output. Okay, and you have to remove the open bracket also from your stack. Okay, so that is the sequence, that is the logic we are going to follow. So this is for a plus b we have completed. Okay, so once again recollect, when you are having open bracket, push it into the stack. Okay, and when you are having operand ab, you are going to write it in the output. When you are having a closing bracket, we are going to remove contents from your stack top till an open bracket is reached in your stack top. Okay, so till the first open bracket we are going to remove. So in that, write the operator alone in your output and leave out that parenthesis. Okay, one parenthesis, open bracket has been removed from the stack. Okay, earlier there were 3 parentheses, now we have only 2 parentheses. So next come to this star. So now your input expression has a star. I should push it into the stack. Okay, so when you're having a star, I'm pushing it into the stack. Next symbol is you're having an open bracket. I should push it into the stack. So just in sequence, you just push it into the stack. Okay, it depends on the order in which you're going to remove contents from your stack. That defines your postfix notation. Okay, so when you're having an operand, once again C, we have to write it into the output. Write C as output, C in the output. When you're having a minus, write it into the stack. When you're having operator, write it in the stack. When you're having operand E, write it into the output. Okay, and when you're having an closing bracket, what we should do, till this open bracket we are going to pop. Okay, so you're going to remove contents from your stack top. Okay, and write it into the output. If it is an operator, write it into the output. Okay, if you are having an open bracket, so that will be the matching open bracket for this closing bracket. Okay, so in your input we have now encountered a closing bracket, is it not? So that's matching open bracket is available in your stack. Till that you have to pop. Okay, so now since you're having only one minus, you pop that minus and place it into your output, and just pop off the open bracket, leave that open bracket. Okay, so next, once again you're having one more closing bracket in your input. So when you're having a closing bracket, what we should do, the same, you have to pop the stack contents till the open bracket is encountered, till its open bracket is encountered. Okay, so now we are going to pop the star and write it into the output, and we are going to remove this open bracket also from the stack. Okay, so star will come here and that open bracket will go off. We don't want that open bracket. Then you're having a division operation. So when you're having an operator, write it into the stack once again. You're having an open bracket next. Can you get along with me? You just write in your notebook step by step. You cannot strike off things, is it not? So you have to write as next steps when you are doing pop operation. When you are doing push operation, no problem, you can write by the side. When you are doing pop operation, you have to write the stack once again. When you are popping from stack and inserting into the output, you have to write once again what is the stack and output. So when you are having an open bracket here, write it into the stack. When you are having a F, I am going to write it into the output. When you are having a plus, push it into the stack. And when you are having a G, write it into the output. And now when you are having a closing bracket, you should pop contents from your stack, write this plus in your output, and then remove that open bracket. Then you are having a division operation. Since you are having a closing bracket here, I have to pop contents from your stack till open bracket is encountered. So pop contents from your stack, that is a division operation. You are going to pop and place it into your postfix expression, and then the stack goes empty. Okay, so this is the way we are going to convert your infix to postfix using a stack. Okay, you have to write this step by step. It will take some time to write. You have to write it step by step only. Okay, can you understand this? Let's see some more examples also. So you just observe this expression. Observe this postfix expression. You have AB plus. So this plus will be applied on AB, and then you're having CE minus. So minus will be applied on the two immediate values CE, and star will be applied on these two immediate values. Once AB is evaluated, imagine it as a single value, and C minus E is evaluated, imagine it as a single value. and star will be applied on these two values. And similarly, a plus will be applied on F and G. And now this division will be applied on this entire term, that is this product, this multiplication operation you have done here in the first part. So on that and this F plus G, this division will be applied. So your order of your operators, it defines which one you are going to evaluate. Okay, the order of your operators will decide which one you are going to evaluate first. So that is your postfix notation. Converting infix to postfix using a stack. This is the logic, basic logic. Okay. Let's see one more example for this. I hope you have completed. We'll see one more example. So how the algorithm goes, it is written here. So we initialize a stack for the operators and we splitted the input into once again the same points. If it is an operand, we are appending it to the output. If it is open bracket, push it to the stack, and if it is a closing bracket, pop and append till closing. This is the same I discussed earlier. And one more point I'm going to discuss here. We are popping off contents from your stack. Is it not there? One more point you have to note down. While peak has precedence greater than it, we have named a variable like how in your programming languages we'll define for I in like that. Here we have defined as it for it in plus star plus minus star division. Peak is like a pointer. Imagine this peak is a pointer which might be some input operator. In your input there is an operator. So if its precedence is greater than your plus star or division. Okay. So you note on this while loop. So while your precedence is greater, you are going to pop and append. While the operators in your input is greater than your stack contents. Okay. So IT defines contents in your stack. Okay, IT if it in plus star that we have given as it not. This one defines your stack contents. So peak defines the terms or operators in your input expression. So while some contents in your input expression, its precedence is greater than the precedence in your stack, we are going to pop contents from your stack and we are going to append in your output. So far we have seen fully parenthesis expression where you had one operator for every two operands. You had brackets, well nested parenthesis notation. So we didn't have that confusion. But imagine an expression with no parenthesis. In that case only this point, this while loop will help us. We'll see some later. We'll see some example for this. Okay. This is where this while loop I showed here. To denote expressions where we don't have parentheses, but you have many operators, plus star and multiplication, everything comes mixed. So in that case, we'll decide which one to execute based on this precedence. Whether the input has higher precedence, whether the stack operator has highest precedence. Based on that, we decide which one to write in the postfix notation. Okay. So I write down this algorithm, note down this algorithm or take a screenshot so that you can write it in your notebook. Same thing I have given here. Once again I have given here to denote this order. If your precedence of your, you note down this while loop. While the stack is not empty and precedence of a token. Token is your input token. Okay, so while the input token's precedence is lesser than the precedence of the content in your stack top. When I'm talking about a top, it denotes stack contents. When we are talking about a token, it denotes your input string or input expression. Okay, so if the precedence of input expression, if it is lesser than or equal to, if it is lesser than or equal to the precedence of the contents in your stack top, we are going to pop the operator from your stack top. So it means that the precedence in your stack has the highest precedence. Your stack has the highest precedence operator. Okay. So in that case, you are going to pop the contents from your stack and place it into the output expression. So this while loop alone you analyze. Okay. So imagine I'm having two operators. So one operator star is in your stack, and in the input I'm having a star. In that case, both of the things have the same precedence. Is it not? Input also has star, and in the stack also you're having a star. In that case, both of the things have the same precedence. There also we are going to pop the stack contents. Okay. So like how your open bracket and closing bracket, they take the same precedence. Okay. So in that case, when there is a closing bracket in your input expression, I popped off all the contents in your stack top till the open bracket is encountered. Similarly, when your stack has a star and input has a plus, which one we should execute first? We should execute the star first. Okay. So in that case, the star from your stack, it will be removed first. So remember like that. If your input and expression, if your input and stack has operators at the same time, I should pop content. I should write the operator that has the highest precedence to the output. Otherwise, we are going to push contents, push the input token into the stack. Okay. So one more example I've given here for infix to postfix. You can very well visualize here how this push operation is done in a stack when we are going to pop symbols. Consider this expression. I'm going to draw a tabulation. You take a notebook with some half page. The notebook should have some 11 rows, I think. Count the number of tokens here. I'm having an expression like a plus b star c star d minus c. Count the number of tokens. Tokens are the individual terms in your expression. So a is a token, plus is a token, b is a token. Count the number of tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 terms. So probably you will have 10 rows. 10 rows, you will have a table with 10 rows. Draw a table like that. So first we'll analyze. This is your output. First column is to write your postfix notation as the output. Second column is your stack. And in our stack, we are going to place only the operators. Okay. In the stack, we are going to place the operators. And in your output, we are going to place the operands first. Okay. So first to begin with, when I'm having the token A, I'm going to write it into the output. Okay. So same procedure you follow. When you are having an operand, you are going to write it into the output. When you are having an operator, you are going to push it into the stack. And when you are having this precedence, when you are having some confusion with precedence, you are going to write whichever has the highest precedence into the output. Okay. So A we have written here. Then we have drawn the column. Draw the column in your table. So to implement this conversion of infix to postfix, we have a lab exercise. Okay, we have a lab exercise. You have to write a C program to implement this. So draw 3 columns. The first column write output, second column stack, and the third column write the input infix expression. So first there is an A, you have written to the output. Next you are having a plus. You decide where to write. I have to write this plus into the stack. You have to push the operator into the stack. Okay, so in the next row you write once again plus. You have to write the plus into your stack, and the remaining tokens you write in your infix field. Okay, in this third column you leave out that plus and write the remaining symbols. Leave that plus. Okay, so in a stack we have pushed this plus. Then once again, when you are having an operand B, we are going to write it into the postfix notation. Okay, your postfix notation, you are going to write this B into your postfix notation. and the remaining things it should be the same. Stack is not changed, and then you have just removed this B and placed in your output. So the other part of your token, the other symbols in your input stream, it will be as such, right from star till E, star C, star D minus E, it will be there in your input. Okay, so next, once again analyze the next symbol. You are going to scan your input from the left to right. So you have a star here. So I have to decide what to write in your whether I have to push this star into the stack, or whether I have to pop this plus and write it into the postfix. This one you have to decide. For that only we saw about a while loop. You are going to check the precedence of both these. This star, its precedence is higher than this plus, is it not? So if stack has a precedence greater, we are going to pop the stack content. But if star has the highest precedence, we should write this. We should not write this plus into the output. We have to push the star into the stack. Okay. So only if the precedence of stack content is greater than the precedence of the input token, you have to pop the stack content. Okay, you write this line in your notebook. Only if the precedence of stack content is greater than precedence of the input token, we have to pop the stack content. Otherwise, you are going to push the input token into stack. This one you have to remember. You must not go and write the star into the postfix notation. Then your expression will be evaluated wrong. Okay, write the statement in your notebook. If the precedence of stack top is greater than precedence of input token, pop stack. Write that statement. Okay, I'll write in the chat box the statement. You write it in your notebook. Okay, the precedence, I'll repeat. You write down in your notebook. The precedence of stack top greater than the precedence of input token, then pop stack and write in output. I've given the statement in your chat box. You write that. Okay. If the precedence of stack top is greater than precedence of input token, the precedence of stack top is greater than precedence of input token, you are going to write that into your postfix notation. So this will come in a while loop. Right now I have given an if statement. This will come in a while loop if you are having more number of operators. If you are having more number of high precedence operators in your stack, you will repeatedly pop stack content and place in your postfix in your output notation. So the if statement I have given. So else. So now in your example you have the else condition, is it not? Else, if your input expression has higher precedence than your stack content, what should we do? We should push the token. We should push the input token into stack top. This you should remember. This is the only hint or only step you are going to remember. Okay. So if the precedence of stack top is greater, you are going to pop and place it into the output. Otherwise, you are going to push the input token into the stack, like how you have pushed the star. Okay, the star you have not placed in your postfix. Your star you have not placed in your output. The star we have pushed in the stack top. Okay, you have to push that star in your stack top. So then come to the next point. Next you are having a C. I have to push that C into the output. When you are having an operand, don't worry. You write it directly into your output. Only when you are having an operator, you should think. So now you just see you have star in your input and also you have a star in your stack. Okay. In both the cases, you are having operators of same precedence. That's why in your algorithm, we saw that less than or equal to. Okay. So even if it is equal, okay, if it is equal, what we are going to do? We are going to pop stack content. We are going to pop stack content. Okay. If it is equal, I'm going to pop the stack content and I'm going to push this input token into the stack. So whenever we are popping symbols, we pop stack content until your stack content has greater precedences or equal precedences. Then you push the content of your input token into your stack. So I'll remove this star in your stack top and place it into the output. And then now once again, this is a while loop. Remember, this is a while loop. When I'm popping off stack contents, when your precedence of operators is when your stack has the greater than or equal to precedence, you're going to pop contents repeatedly. So only when precedence stops, that is when stack has lesser precedence, we stop. Okay, at that point I'll decide that I should push the star into the stack. Okay, so now plus is the stack top and your input has star, its precedence, you check its precedence, the stack has lesser precedence. So in that case I'll push this star in your input into your stack. Okay, push the star into the stack top. Okay, write these lines, write this row. So in the first step, I push the star from your stack into the output. I pop the stack content and paste into the output. Then I compare once again this plus and star. I decide that plus has lesser precedence than the input token. So we are pushing this input token into your stack. Okay, next come to this D. You are having an operand D. Push that D into your output. I must not use the term push. Push and pop we have to use only for stack. Okay, you write this D into your output expression, and then when you're having a minus, you decide whether to push it into the stack or not. I have minus, and at this point your stack has higher precedence operator, is it not? The stack has higher precedence operator, so we are going to pop the stack content star and write it into your output. Pop the stack content star and write it into your output, and next you compare plus and E. When they are equal, what we should do? So when it is equal, what we should do?
மேம் லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து பார்க்கலாம்.
Yes. என்ன பண்ணலாம் இப்ப? You have plus and then minus. You have same precedence. In that case, which one I should write into the postfix?
மேம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வந்து பிளஸ் தான் மேம் வருது லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து பாக்கும்போது.
வருது, பட் ஆனா according to the algorithm you have the relation less than or equal to, correcta? So yes, equal to, note down that equal to, when you're having equal precedence also, you have to pop the stack content. Okay, so when your stack has higher precedence, நம்ம pop பண்ணோம். Equal இருந்தாலும், when you're having equal precedence also, first thing is you have to pop your stack content. Like how you told, லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து அப்படின்னா என்ன இருக்கும்? லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து பார்க்கும்போது நமக்கு பிளஸ் மொதல் வந்ததுனால தான் மொதல் ஸ்டாக்குக்குள்ள வந்துச்சு, கரெக்டா? மைனஸ் இன்னும் இன்புட்லேயே இருக்கு. ஓகே, ஸோ லெஃப்ட்ல இருந்து தான் பார்க்குறோம். That's why it is inside your stack first. அதே தான் அல்காரிதம் படி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, when your relation is same, when your precedence is same in both your stack and in your input, you are going to pop your stack content until it is greater than or equal to இருந்தாலும் we are going to pop your stack content and you are going to write plus into your output. Then you think about this minus, you push this minus into your stack. Okay, and then when you're having an E, you write that E into your output expression. So when your input expression is over, what I should do is I don't have any more terms or any more tokens in your input. At that point, remember, when your input is over, when I don't have any more tokens in the input, we should pop all the stack contents. So in this example, you have only one minus, but in some cases you might have some more symbols also. So in that case, you have to pop the contents of the stack. You have to pop all the remaining contents of the stack and write it into your output. Okay, so at the end, when you have reached the end of your token, end of your input, okay, write down this also. If you have reached the end of your input, pop all the stack contents. So popping means you have to pop in a reverse. Okay, pop all the stack contents and write in your output. You'll have a minus at the end. I'm once again giving this statement in your chat box. Okay, write down this in your notebook. When you reach the end of the input, when you don't have any more tokens, pop all the contents of the stack and write in your output. So you will have this E minus. Okay, your minus, it will be popped from your stack and placed in your output postfix notation. So now you have your postfix notation. Okay, so this is the way you're going to solve using an algorithm. Okay, when you're writing a program, I'll be initializing the stack as an array. Okay, this output I'm going to print using a printf statement. Imagine a C program. Okay, this a plus b star c, this I might have got as a string or character array. The stack is once again an array, and then your output I'm going to simply use a printf statement. So imagine like that. Okay, you have to push and pop things, you have to write this minus, everything you have to think like a program. I hope you can understand this. We all drawn? Okay, in the chat box I've given these 3 points, you write down. Okay, so that later you can when you get some doubt, go and see these 3 points. You'll get a clear idea. Okay, so I have given just a simple example here. This you try on your own. You need not draw the table. Simply you just try to write the postfix notation in a single line. You need not work out step by step. Just we have drawn an arrow, is it not? You analyze and write down, you tell me the answer. One more thing, you watch the heading. I've given a notation called as reverse polish. So another name or an alternative name for representing a postfix notation is reverse polish. So if you are asked in your exam, write the reverse polish notation for an expression. You don't worry about that. Don't think something new is asked. It is nothing but your postfix notation. Okay. So another way of using this postfix notation is reverse polish. Alternative name, you can tell like an alternative name for postfix is reverse polish. Give the answer in the chat box so that others can also refer. Anybody who has solved, give the answer in your chat box. Write the postfix notation for this expression. So in all these above examples, you can find out that your expression might have either values or it might have variables like ABC. I think it won't take too much time. You can give the answer very quickly. Only 4 operators are there. S3, 6 plus 4 minus star 7 plus. Yes, very good. Okay. Okay, both answers are correct. Okay, like this, have you all solved? Try to answer or write this answer. Just scan your string from your left, move the operators to the right hand side, that's all. It is a parenthesis expression, so there is no confusion. Simply easily you can write. Okay, very good. Okay. So today we are going to see only this, I think, expression evaluation. We'll see in the next class. We'll see this conversion itself. So answer I've also displayed here. So one more example I've given. Try to solve this. So here in the slide I have shown, I have prepared like step by step. I'll show you how your stack and output contents it's going to modify. You can write like that. One problem will solve, then I'll give you an exercise. You just watch this. You write it as step by step. Okay, because in your exam it will be asked, you have to solve it for some 10 marks, means simply you cannot write it in a single line, is it not? So you have to explain the steps. Okay, write the expression, write what is in stack, what is in output, write the explanation that 3 is in the 3 is the token in the input. We are going to push it in, we can push it into the, or we can write it into the output like that. Give the statement, you have to write it as a statement. Okay. So here just analyze what we shall do. When there is a 3, we pushed it into, we wrote in the output. This will be the first step. Next, you write once again this expression. Okay, I return it as a separate slide like that. You write it separately. Write once again 3 plus 4 star 5 by 6 and underline plus. This will be your step 2. If you want, you can write headings step 1, step 2, step 3. Okay. Every time when you are taking a token, define it as a separate step. Step 1 is you analyze 3 and decided what to do. And step 2 is you note down this plus and decide what to do. So where you're going to write this plus? Whether you're going to write it into the output or push it into the stack.
Stack.
Yes, we are going to push it into the stack. So push it into the stack. So step 3, write once again step 3 and write these 3 lines. So in every step you'll have these 3 lines. You'll have your input expression and then you'll have your stack and output. Okay. So in step 3, I underline this 4. We are going to write this 4 into the output because it is an operand. And write down step 4. Step 4, you're going to analyze the 4th token star. Now your stack has plus. So at this point, you have to compare the precedence. You have to check the precedence. So your input has higher precedence. If your stack has a higher precedence, I will be popping off stack content. But if your input has higher precedence, just push it into the stack. Okay. So this is the this will be your end of your 4th step. So in a 5th step, what we are going to do, we are going to analyze this token 5. Okay, so since it is an operand, push it into your stack. Sorry, write into your output. Okay, and then when you are having a division, once again you compare division and star. When you are having division and star, what shall we do? Any answer? We check the precedence of a input and stack top. Which one is
Same.
higher precedence? Yes, very good. They are of same precedence. Yes, they are of same precedence. Like how your plus and minus, they take the same precedence. Division and multiplication, they take the same precedence. Okay. So when they are having same precedence, what we should do? We should pop the stack content.
Pop up this.
Yes, we should pop the stack content. So write that pop of stack content star and write it into the output. Now you compare the precedence of division and plus. Now division and plus. So your input has higher precedence. So we are going to push your division operation into your stack. Okay. So next step, you're having a 6. You're going to write it into your output. And next, what shall we do? The input is over. Your input is over. In that case, you're going to pop off all the remaining contents of your stack. So first symbol to be popped off your stack is your division operation. Okay. So you write that pop your stack content division operator and write it into your output. Then you pop your plus from your in a stack and write it into your output. Okay. So here in this example, you can identify that at the end of your input, you had more than one symbol into your stack. In that case, we popped all the contents, all the remaining contents from your stack and we wrote it into your output. Okay, you can check your expression also, the order of evaluation, whether it is correct. So when I'm having a star, I'll apply it on the immediate values 4 and 5. So in your expression also, you're having 4 into 5. Then I'll apply this division on this 4 into 5 value and 6. Then finally only I'll apply this plus. Okay, so your position of your operators, they decide the order of evaluation, which operator you're going to solve first. That is defined in your postfix notation itself. Okay, you analyze this once again today, how we are writing. I'll give you some exercises also. Okay, so I'll give you one more example. Write down this expression. This you're going to solve. So today what you're going to do is, today you've written something in your notebook and I'm going to give 2 problems now. You just write the steps, like how now we saw stack and output, step 1, step 2, step 3, like that I told you to write. Is it not? Like that you write for these 2 problems. Okay, I'm going to give you two problems now. For these two problems, write step 1, step 2, step 3 like that. In each and every step, you show the updations in your stack and output. Okay, and this you're going to upload it as an assignment today. Okay, probably it will take just half an hour. Okay, write down step 1, step 2, step 3 like that. Write down, take a snap of your notebook, today's topic. Okay, what we discussed today, that you take a photograph. I don't want just the solution of these two problems. I want the content from your applications of stack. Okay, today you have written notes from application of stack, infix to postfix conversion, what is an infix, what is a postfix, that you have written in notebook. From that page onwards you take a photograph. Okay, so clearly I'm telling today's notes and these two problems you have to upload as assignment today. Okay, so you take down this question, write down the parenthesis 300 plus 23 star 43 minus 21 84 plus 7. This is one exercise problem, and another one is, I'll show you the third example, third question. So write down this third question, you can note down. Write down this third question. 4 plus 8 into 6 minus 5, 3 minus 2 star 2 plus 2. Take a screenshot. If you're not able to write quickly, take a snapshot or screenshot. Okay, I hope you can understand today's notes and these two problems you have to solve and submit as an assignment today afternoon. Okay. So today we have learned what is an infix, prefix and postfix expression, and in data structure we don't bother too much about your prefix expression. We bother only about the postfix notation. Okay, because when you are evaluating expressions, we are going to use our postfix notation. It is best suited for evaluation using a stack. Okay, it's a very famous example or well-known example or very important problem. That is evaluating postfix notation using a stack. Okay, so this problem we have seen today, and the algorithm also you have to remember those three key points what I have discussed. You have to remember those three key points. And tomorrow probably we'll be discussing about evaluating your arithmetic expression or evaluating the same postfix notation. We'll see how to evaluate using an algorithm. Evaluate means, so now we have written only an expression, is it not? What is the answer of this expression? It might be, see now you need not share the answer. I'm not going to check. You write submit as an assignment, and tomorrow I'll post the answer also. Okay, just listen. So this expression might evaluate to some value, is not? For example, 203 or 500 or something, some value you might get. So how your program or how your computer is going to find out that answer using a stack. Once again, for expression evaluation also, you're going to use a stack. So that we'll discuss in our next class. Okay. Some answer you have given, Harish. So I'm not going to analyze now. Okay. When you are writing your values, you write it with some space. Okay. For example, if I'm having 2 and 3, you give some gap in between this 2 and 3. Otherwise, it will be like 23. In that case, it will be hard for evaluating. Okay. Give some gap when you're having a single digit number or double digit number. You write it spaciously so that it will be visible. Okay. Any doubts? Can you understand, all of you? Very simple thing only today we discussed. I hope all of you can understand.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, pa.